country music is known for God, country, and drinking, right? Like and you mentioned that early on.
God, country, and drinking. Yeah,
Drinking. I mean, it's
yeah,
it's beer, it's
yeah,
Jose Cuervo, it's whatever it might
yeah,
be. I mean, you
yeah,
come to Nashville, downtown Broadway, every country artist has got a bar.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's right.
but I've already thought about like the YouTube thumbnail for this segment that we're going to talk about is the red Solo cup
Right,
and how you've become a salty Christian with a red Solo cup.
right,
And I'll preface this with you're not a legalistic, no one should drink
right.
alcohol. And we've talked about this frequently. But the Lord's convicted you over the past couple of years of
Yeah,
why am I drinking, and not in excess, but just that simple act of when you get the red Solo cup and you're in the writing room or you're on a retreat with other songwriters and what's in your cup. And
right,
this encouraged me a lot because it's not you're not doing it to try and make other people feel guilty about
right.
their drinking.
That's right.
But anyway, maybe if you just want to share about that, and because I think
Yeah,
it's
I was I've got a lot of years. I come from I was born and raised my mom was an alcoholic, and so I saw it all the time, and I didn't think much of it, and I think, and I grew up, went through college, and I've never been anything but just, though I wrote a big hit about Jose Cuervo, I don't like it. I don't drink it. I never have. I've been a beer guy. I like beer occasionally,
yeah.
and that's what, and I drank a lot, having fun, through college, and then afterwards, and I always justified it, and it was always a conviction in me about what are you doing and why do you feel this way and why are you whatever, and then you get kids and you're doing it in front of them, you're trying to hide it, and I remember all the times I tried to quit and just go, I don't need to be doing this, and we could try all we want, but until the Lord like removes it from your life for somehow, some way, um, uh, you're not gonna quit. It gives you a peace about it, because I remember trying to quit, and then all of a sudden, this award show was
well,
coming
it's
up.
such a cultural thing. It's just baked into country music,
Yeah,
right?
and then that was part of the thing, like you go write songs in bars, and that was part of it, and all these things, and that was the fun part. And I remember always thinking, God, Lord, you surely don't want us to have no fun. But my idea of fun was just totally skewed. I didn't realize it. But yeah, and out of the blue, one day, I'm on. I remember when I was thinking, man, I had another late daughter, and she was young, my buddy, sidekick everywhere we go, and I remember we were getting ready to go down to take a trip to the beach, and I thought, man, that's okay, Lord, negotiating with him, but it's the beach, and those late days on the beach, that's where I really like beer. You're okay with that? Yeah, he drank wine, he did, whatever. And I remember sitting there on the beach one day, and this is right after my daughter had told me one time and said, Dad, I don't like it I don't like your breath when it smells like beard. She'd say beard. And I go, a beard? I go, is my beard scratching? And she goes, no, that beard you drank. And I'm like, oh, huh. So she's thinking about it. One. So we're on the beach one day. She goes, Dad, you want to go up to the store and I can get a slushie? And I'm like, sure. This is about that time. I'm gonna get into my slushies too about this time, and I brought a cooler down there. Nothing crazy, 2 or 3, but
Yeah.
Went up to the store, got her a drink, and she looked. This is crazy how the Lord does these things. She looked and she goes, "Ooh, Daddy, they have sweet tea here. You can." I'm like, yeah. You just get your thing and don't worry about me. And I thought, well, maybe I will, and I'll get a big cup just to hide my drink in.
Yeah.
So I'll get a drink of sweet tea and do it. So I filled up, and I made an Arnold Palmer, some lemonade and tea, and they had my favorite little kind of ice, those little
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yep.
So she got her Slurpee, and I got my big cup of Arnold Palmer, and And I went back down, and I was sitting there watching, and she's playing and whatever, and we got chips, and we're sitting there, and all of a sudden the sun's going down, and I'm sitting there drinking this thing, and we're playing football, and the boys are down there throwing, and we're all of a sudden it's time to go up and go eat and get ready, whatever we're going to do from there. And I was like, wait a minute, I didn't touch my cooler.
Mm-hmm.
And what was in this cup, I go, and I feel great today, and I don't have and I had a blast.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a lie. My joy, it wasn't found in that beer. And it just, the Lord just that day took it out of my life.
Yeah.
The next day I was like, 4:00, let's go up there. Let's go make another drink, Tatum. And she's like, okay, Dad. And she got a Slurpee, and I got my tea. Went down there, and it had a blast. And I was like, that was a lie.
Yeah.
I don't need that to have fun. And it's crazy. And so that's what became, I remember, and after that, my drink became fizzy drinks and water and things like that. I could go to social industry things, awards, and I wouldn't be mad. Like, I'm not going this year because I'm trying not to drink, and it's just going to make me mad. But now I don't care. I could be around anybody, and I like my drink. And a buddy of mine, this guy that's become a great friend of mine in this business, and he'd always come over to this barn, and we might write a song where he'd pick my brain about life and whatever. And he knew me back when I'd drink a couple beers, and we'd talk about it. And a couple of years ago, he goes, Casey, I want to come over again, and like the old days, and just pick your brain, and whether we write a song or not, just sit out there and have a drink and talk about it. And I'm like, come on, let's do it. And he goes, wait a minute. Is this a trick? And I go, what do you mean? He goes, you said you stopped drinking. And I said, if I stop drinking, I'll die. And he goes, oh, come on, man, quit messing with me. Can't we just come out there and drink like that? And I go, we absolutely can. And he goes, well, you say you're going to drink a beer with me? And I go, look it. I won't say his name, but I said, you drink whatever. How about this? I'll get cups that you can't see through. And you put in your cup what you got, what you want, and I'll put in my cup what I want, and we won't have to know. So my drink won't offend you, and your drink won't offend me. I don't care what you drink. And you don't have to worry about what I drink. And I said, but I'll tell you this, if you're so worried about what I'm drinking, then that's between you and the Lord, you know? And that just became, and as it came out of my mouth, I was like, isn't that crazy? That, that's it. Like, if we could just hold it in a solo cup and people don't know what we're drinking, and they don't, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if they know that you're not drinking with them, then they get offended, and it's just that's not okay. And I'm okay with my drink, and I should be okay with your drink, but that's between them. Are they dealing with it or not? And I know for a fact, of all the trying to quit or all the whatever I've ever been trying to do in my life, it's never worked unless I just really wanted it out of my life, and the Lord dealt with it with me. And he has, and he does.
Well, and then just living out of your own personal conviction is being salt and light,
That's
know,
right.
and it's again, what I love about it is it's not like you're beating them over the head, saying, why are you drinking? Like, let that be between them and the Lord. But you are planting a seed, and they're going, I wonder, where he's getting his hope from.
That's right.
There's something else that's driving this. It's not just, it's unhealthy for me. I'm like, there's a bigger thing to it, but they know you. And again, this is done in relationship. If you walked into a bar right now and said, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Like, people are like, who are you? What is this?
Here.
But because you're doing it in a relationship, and they know, Casey who drank a beer or two, and now it's Casey who doesn't need a beer or two, and he still has fun. And
but I could go in. That's what I love about it. It's like I got friends and stuff. We'll go into bars and stuff, and my drink. What are you gonna have, Casey? How about you guys got like tonic water and a lemon?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, and put it in a cup, and I'm sitting there, and it's great, and I love it, and I love hanging out with my buddies and doing whatever, and they don't have to. They're not judging me. I'm not judging them. But sometimes it does comes out. What, you don't drink anymore? I'm like, no, I do drink.
Yeah.
got to drink. We all got to drink.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, and I don't mean that as a smart aleck.
Yeah.
I just mean
Yeah.
like, but this is my drink. Don't worry. It's like, you know, isn't that wild? Like we'd be sitting there and going, wait a minute, dude, you're eating a hamburger. Why aren't you eating a chicken sandwich? I need you to eat a chicken sandwich. Why?
Yeah.
I like hamburgers, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
Why do people want to? Because, you know, then it's something they're dealing with. Maybe.
Well, the encouragement that I get, because I've heard you share the story before, is just following Jesus each day. We're being salt and light, you know, just on the decisions that we make and integrity and our own personal integrity, that speaks volumes, you know, and so I think that's beautiful.